Hey y'all, and welcome back to Skyrim Scripting. On this episode, this is part 5 of our series, hopefully the last part in creating our mod that's like add item menu, but for spells. Hooray! Now let's see what we have working so far. Let's hop into the game. Those are some of our notes from last time. Alright, thank you, Dropbox. Syncing up all of my videos. I've uploaded everything so far to YouTube's, but I'm waiting to release the whole thing as a whole, which I hope to do today and have it out on Nexus. So you can see the AddSpellMenu pack got added. We don't have any spells or powers related to AddSpellMenu. If we go into our inventory, there's this little pack. It's got a little backpack. And there's these little activatable objects and these books. If we take, we'll take most of the things out of here, and then we'll see the pack is still here, but if we take the last item out and go back to our inventory, the pack is now gone. We can perform a search from the activatable object. We renamed it to have those brackets, just like add item menu, so it shows up always at the top of your list. And we'll get some of those spells. You can see them over here. And see at the top that they were added, Firebolt and Fireball, and Gorder spells, and see that they're here. Here's the add spell menu activator. Here's these spells. We'll search for, like, we'll take Blink, Power Blink, but we'll leave Blink. I had to sneeze at the same time as there was a police siren, so no, I don't want that. So we muted and paused for both reasons. So in here we've got these spell tomes. And now we've got these powers, and they do the same thing, and they're powers instead of spells, so we switched that last episode, so we hit Z, and now we can search for Blink, because we took Power Blink, but not to Blink. And so here's Blink. Now, if we take it and search for Blink again using the power, the power can only be used once a day. Well, fine then. Fine then. Maybe that's the first thing we'll fix. I was going to show you, I guess we could have used the activator to show you what we have left remaining on our list. We want to ESLify this, we want to get it on Nexus, which I may do after this episode, or I may pause the episode, put it up on Nexus, and then we'll review it on Nexus, which is probably more likely. So I'm just going to grab the activators, because we need to fix those powers. We chose these cool icons for the activators because they kind of are reminiscent of the Centurion that the add item menu uses. So if I look for Blink, we'll take Blink. If we look for Blink again, there's one more Blink. We should have taken them both. If we go to Blink, and I search for Blink again, we get this message that's a little bit long. I don't like it. No spells matching Blink which the player does not already have. We'll tweak that and make it a little bit nicer. If there are no spells in the game with the name Blink, we'll say no spells found matching Blink. And if you have all of them, then we'll say, like, you already have all the spells matching Blink. Maybe we'll even print a list of them or something. I don't know. So, we'll fix that power thing. Right now in add item menu, if you do a search, it'll first search against the list of mods that you have installed, and it'll show any matching ones. If there are none, it'll go right to searching items. Otherwise, it shows you the matching mods, and then you can click to search all items. Really useful for when you have dozens or hundreds of mods. This is kind of a optional. I would love it if this worked without SkyUI. SkyUI is required right now for that magic menu, which isn't on the UI extensions homepage, so it took me over an hour to figure that out. that we needed SkyUI. Most players are going to have SkyUI, but it'd be cool if it worked without that magic menu. Improve the wording, ESLify, and put it on Nexus. So this one should be pretty straightforward. Let's fix that power. Let's see how to do that. Make sure that this edits AddSpellMenu. I know it does, but because we're in our AddSpellMenu profile here. We did the last one, session 4, last night. I think I might make some food here in a second. Here, let me pause and do some foods. Nah, I'll eat later. I waited for this to load though. Let me sip some of my tea. If you hear stuff in the background, it's buses. Buses going by. So we loaded AddSpellMenu. Let's look for AddSpellMenu. Let's find our powers. I've got the power. Here's the spells. Equip type voice type power. I don't know if you can just equip a spell that's not a power. Here's one of the effects. Oops. Let me stare at this for a minute. Open up the spell again. Man, I totally have never seen this PC start spell. I'm such an idiot. That will probably add a spell at the beginning of the game. I've used quest aliases before and scripts. I like using scripts anyway. There's a description here for AddSpellMenu. List all of the. I'll type this out. Cool. In addition to writing out descriptions, I changed the name of the effects to see what that looks like. I'm going to do something dumb. I'm going to change these from powers to spells with an equipped type of voice. I don't know, I'm just guessing. They're still spells, but you equip them with your voice. I don't think that'll work, but I don't know. I have no idea. Assuming this doesn't work, which it totally won't work, we will look up how to make a power that you can cast an unlimited number of times. Because I don't know. I didn't see anything obvious on the spell effect or let's get all these items. So let's learn these two spells. Let's go to our here. Nah, it doesn't show up. Cool. Here, I'll show you what I'm going to search for, and then we can do it together. Let me open up CK again though. Let me load up the Zamad as our active file, and Skyrim CK create power no cast limit. I don't know. Limit custom lesson powers to I think we want a lesser power. Let me snoop for a little bit. I was kind of suspect of the automatic like recharge time on effects. So let's go to AddSpellMenu. I think it's on the spell menu. Let's go to the list spell and make this a power. And let's not auto calculate the charge time and stuff like that. And let's do it for the other spell. And you can see I added a description here. Let's make it a power again, and let's uncheck auto calculate. Okay, hit save. I'm stoked to have this done, y'all. I haven't done anything without y'all. I mean, we've paused a couple times and I've said, hey, I'm gonna do X just to like write some text, but I've been with you the whole time. Sorry about those loud trucks out there. So what does it say over these spell tomes? Oh, you can't read what it says, it's too small. So the description for the spell should, I guess, be short. Unless under powers we can see it much longer. Yeah, it's too short. I wanted to show them through this how you can use the console command. So let's try and search, use it. Fire. Why can't we get a... Oh, I wasn't clicking on the right. It was whatever. Let's try it again. It's not letting us cast it. Then we play around in CK. Man, you were watching me play around the whole time. I thought I paused. If you saw me accidentally check this before, then I'm unchecking it now. Let me poke around. Oh my god. There's really a thing called lesser power. Duh. Da da da. Da da da. Reminds me of windshield wipers. For anyone who gets that, you're amazing. Post it down in the comments. Let's close CK, and I think lesser powers can be used n times, any number of times rather. That wasn't a typo in my voice. N times mean it's n the number, n multiple, any number of times. A typo for my voice. Jeez, it's early. Let's get these. Let's see what these say. Cool, not that bad. That's on a new line, I don't want that. Let's just fix that when we're in game. List all of the installed mods, select one to list the spells. Let's put that on the same line, in other words, it's too small. This one says, search for a spell across, it's a little weird, across the game and installed mods. We'll change that text, but let's use, go to our spell menu, let's do search, blink, 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 blink. Let's get one, do it again. For like a moment we couldn't do it. Cool. And now let's try and cast it again right away. Like for 1 moment we can't do it. And this will give us that message that I don't love. Cool. Alright. I'm open up CK again and fix power. Cool. Okay, BRB. Come here. The dog has decided to join us. Come on. Come here. That's my boob. Alright, so let's search for a list of mods. This one should be easy and fun. Why did we need CK? I wanted to... God, there's leaf blowers. I hope they don't come near this apartment. I don't know if you can hear them. Leaf blowers are the bane of my existence. I have migraines and I try and record screencasts. They're terrible. Last week, a couple times I had to wait like an hour for them. I hate like global warming, income inequality, world hunger, and flippin' leaf blowers. I hate them. Okay. Add spell, add spell, add the spell, add the spell menu. Let's go to search spell. Search spells by name. Spells by partial name. So that makes sense to folks? Partial name. Search spells. Results. I should say search spells. People installed this mod. They know what they're doing. List all of the installed mods. Select one to listed spells. Cool. Save. Let's do the search list of mods. That'll be fun. Finally puts us into code. I close all the windows. Fucking people hammering outside now. God. I wake up, like, it's 8 a.m. I wake up early to record these screencasts so that it's before everything. So when we search right now, we've got this search spells. Here's what search spells does. You'll search for all spells and populate the container with matches. But first, let's search for mods as well. So let's call this search mods and spells. Alright, the leaf blower's coming around the corner. I guess I'll go do something else for an hour. I love you guys. Mwah! Okay. The noises may have stopped for now, knock on wood. So when we search for mods and spells, search for mods and search for spells, I guess. We have this have a search mods and a search spells and have our search do it. But we've got two places where we trigger search for mods and spells. Search mods and spells. I like search for. Now let's do search. This should be the entry point, and we will split it out into search mods, which will also use the mod quest. It will be global and function, and we'll do a function search mod list, mods. So mods and search spells. Cool. So right now this is doing a mod search, or spells, sorry. So what we'll do for mods and spells, let's have mods return a string array of matching mods, or just add them as we go to the spell search goes along and populates with matches. What does list mods do? List mods takes a spells container no, that's not what we want. That should be right now. Search mods and spells. List mods. It shows the mod chooser. And does this use an array? It uses add entry item, which I like because the UI extensions list, I don't know if it uses how it stores things, but I trust adding items to it more than I trust ourselves to have an array, just because I don't know if that thing can handle more than 128 items, and if it can, I'd like it to do it because you know, you can have more than 128 mods, especially with ESLs. You can have like 2,000. So I don't want to be limited. I want to, as we go through and search for mods, add them to the list. If we find at least one, then we'll know that we found mods. So let's do this. Search mods. There's a mod chooser. Mod chooser. Let's give this an optional string search query, and it'll be an empty string by default. So what we'll do is we'll say string selected mod equals mod chooser dot show. Now, I really don't like this, but we need to know if they chose the search all items option. And so, you know, all these mods should end with ESP or ESM or something like that. So we'll say if the selected mod equals, if selected mod equals search all items, then we'll search all the items. Otherwise, we'll show all of the things in the selected mod. So else if selected mod not equals an empty string, then what we'll do is we'll show the mods. We'll list mods, or we'll search spells. What does list mods do? It says it does a bunch of stuff in there. Let's separate that out. So list mods says if it founds a mod, it does some stuff. I want to extract this. So into like a shows the mod chooser, and then it will show the it's a function. I don't like anything that's about show being in here. But whatever, we can change it later. Show spells in mod string search mod name. Add spell menu. Mod quest global and function. Mod name. It's called show spells in mod. Show spells in mod selected mod. Comma mod quest. Cool. So now we've got a way to just show the spells in a mod extracted, because we need to do that both when we use the list mods and when we search mods and we find a resulting mod that someone clicks on. So we will show spells in mod selected mod quest. Otherwise, if we search all items, then we will do a regular search spells. So search spells actually triggers the dialogue and stuff. We need to extract its stuff out. Show spells in mod. We just want to trigger not this. We want to trigger the regular search, which is everything in here. Show search results string search query AddSpellMenu quest script mod quest global. We can rename things a little bit, but we're already trying to name things so well. I mean, there's only so much we can do. We're refactoring as we go along. So when we search for mods, you either choose a mod, you either exit out when the string will be an empty string and we don't do anything, or you choose search all items, in which case we will show search results, which isn't quite the right name. Showing the mod chooser, but we need the search box. Right, because what we're doing is up here. you're either listing all the mods, in which case you show the mod chooser and then show all the spells in that mod, or you're performing a search, which by default searches for mod names and spells. So you show the search box, which gives you the search query, and you use the search query to search for matching mods, and you want to know if any match. So when we search, we'll basically prep a list, a mod chooser, and we'll say whether or not the mod chooser has anything for our search query. So what we're going to do is we're going to say bool mod found in list equals string mod selected equals AddSpellMenu. This stuff is angry. And then I want the chooser for the mods. I will show the mod chooser. Giving it our search query. We'll have the mod chooser kind of it'll build up a list of the mods, and either there won't be any or there will be some, and it will tell us whether there weren't any, if there were some, in which case which one they selected, or if they selected explicitly search all items. Selection. And if there weren't any, we'll pretend that they clicked search all items because it's the same kind of interface for us. So if they want to search all items, then we will trigger off the regular search spells. Search all spells. We'll do the regular search spells. And we'll give it the string search query and the mod quest. Otherwise, if they selected a specific mod, then we'll do whatever the mod list does. Show the spells in the mods, selected mod, mod quest. This is the selection. And now we just need, we don't need search mods and search spells exactly. We're doing it differently. We're going to have the mod chooser be in charge of the search query. And I don't think we need this either. We'll show search results for the search query and the mod quest. I think this works. All we need to do now is update the mod chooser so that it should returns search all spells if no matching mods found, or if the user explicitly chooses to search all spells. Okay, so if the search query is present, then we'll do a couple things. If the search query is present, if search query not equals empty string, I don't think we can just do if search query like this, because it's not none. So if it's not an empty string, but that'd be nice to test. Then let's confirm that, because it'd be a lot cleaner code. That's a thing called falsy and truthy. Then what we'll do is we will add an item to the list menu called search all spells. Now it's at the top of the list, so it's going to throw off our count by 1. I think add all items, add items menu or whatever adds it to the bottom of the list, but I kind of want it at the top. We're going to have to keep track of the matching mods. Yikes. And there could be more than 128. And we can't put arbitrary strings into a container, really. A container being like an NPC container or a treasure chest. And really don't want to max this list out at 128. But I don't know a way to do this without using Papyrus util or maxing it out at 128 or finding some hacky way to put items into a container. I might go the container route. So what we'll do is we'll say backdoor mod list container. But then we would need to duplicate base items to give them names. I was hoping we could make a bunch of instances of something like a carrot, change the name of the carrot. It's possible. I don't know if set name works on an instance of something. Find out. Because I don't think actor containers are limited to 128 items. I could be totally wrong, but mod list container equals add spell menu npcs dot get temp container. I don't care whether we reset the spells in them. We're not going to be using spells. We're going to add items. Let's just get like a carrot. Form carrot. Form some, let's see, arbitrary item equals, let me go find carrot from the CK while the trash truck does its business. Okay, the trash truck is done. I'm kind of interested in doing this just because it's so interesting. But I'm pretty sure if we do this, what the container will have in it is one carrot. Even if we change the names of the carrot object reference, I think it'll just have one carrot inside of it. I'm tempted to try just because it's so interesting. Let's do it when you cast a spell or something instead of wasting our time here, because what we're going to do is we're just going to say string array mod names equals new string. You may have seen the dog in the background, 128. That's what we're going to do. But let's, I don't know, I'm super curious. So if we go to the effect for the search, dog is moseying around. Let's get a temp container. Let's get an arbitrary item. Sure, let's get a caret. I know this won't work, but it would be really interesting. And it's a great example of the way that people hack Skyrim. Hack it, and like, mods can be hacky. I wouldn't have thought when I started modding that folks would use NPCs and barrels behind the scenes, instances of them for storing stuff. We could just use the barrel as well. It doesn't need to be an NPC. So let's find a caret. Have you seen Running in Circles from Young Elder Scrolls? It's freaking amazing. They look for crunchy carrots, and they can't find crunchy carrots and apples, and it's very sad. Game get form. What is get form X? Cool. 64 B40. Am I reading that right? Yeah. So that's caret. Arbitrary form. I want instances of them, but you'll get one if you add it into the container. This won't work because forms store containers and the number of them. I'm gonna bail on it, but it would have been really cute. But I don't think it would have worked, so it's a waste of our time. Okay, so mod names 0 equals search all spells. I don't like that it appears in two places. I'll just do search all spells entry text equals search all spells. I mean, we could do a typo, and I don't like that. Cool. So now as we go through, and we only do this if in that scenario. And actually, we should only use mod names in the scenario that you're searching. Because if you're not, I want to show all the mods, and that could very easily be more than 128. But if you're searching mod names, it's very reasonable to assume that even if you have 2,000 mods, the results should be less than 128, and if they're not, you can research and get it down to a smaller list. So if the search query isn't empty, y'all could just on my behalf write like a letter to the mayor of my undisclosed city and ask them to cease all noise while we screencast. That would be super cool. So if a search query was provided and the mod name contains it, so string util dot if there's a search query, if string util find mod name search query is greater than -1, that's a weird way of saying if it was there, then we'll say mod names int current mod index equals 0. Current mod index. Let's call mod names like search mod names. Let's call current mod index search mod index. This stuff is only for searching. Set it equal to the mod name. Now, if you are not, and we'll add the entry. If you're not searching, we'll just always add the entry. Cool. Now we kind of duplicate this for the light mods. Kind of obnoxious, but whatever. And this goes after the mod name line. Cool. Okay, so we've got the search mod names. We're only adding entries in that case. We also added the search all spells entry. We added it to the top. In the case that it matches, but we've already hit 128, so we'll say if the search mod index once we increment it, if the index equals 127, we'll say if it's less than 128, we'll do this stuff. Otherwise, we'll show a notification. Too many mod search results, not including, and then we'll add the mod name. If search query equals, come on, let's put it here. For F's sake. Yank. Puts. For fuck's sake. For God's sake. This fucking stuff after search query. For God's sake. Okay, apparently too early for me to know how to use Vim. Okay, we open up the menu. We get the selected index. We do different things if there was a search versus if there wasn't, I think. We do. If the search query isn't empty, else we'll do what we were already doing. Then we know that the selected index in our case comes from the little array that we have. And instead of returning this stuff, we'll return search mod names selected index. Jeepers creepers, that took a while. Jeepers creepers. Okay, let's give her a shot. We're at 37 minutes. Oh god. We fixed the lesser power thing, and we haven't done the search for mods. It's not like the most trivial thing. Let's just get the activatable objects and make sure that the regular list works. The regular list works. We didn't handle -1. They quit out. So if the selected index equals -1, we'll return the search mod names, whatever. Let's do search all spells entry text, else, because we need to open up that little menu and then make sure it works when you quit out of it. If you quit out of it, we shouldn't do anything. So if it's greater than 0, so we only open up the menu if there were any results. If the search query isn't empty, else we'll always open up the menu. If the search query is empty, if the search query was provided, if the search mod index is greater than 1, or greater than, yeah, because it'll be 1 by default because we add the add spells menu, which brings it from 0 to 1. Then we'll do this stuff. We'll get the selected index. It's a little bit redundant. And if there was a selected index, then we'll do it. Otherwise, we'll do get selected index. Kind of a little redundant, but once again, in here, if it's greater than 0, we do stuff. It's kind of rough. It should work. We've got a bunch of edge cases to try. We need to handle when there are search results for the mods and when there aren't. When there aren't, it should automatically search the spells. If there are some, then we show the mod list, but you still have the option of choosing either to escape out of that menu, in which case nothing should happen, to choose a mod, in which case it should show all the spells in that mod, or to search all items. Whew. We'll have this done soon. Let's just get the activators. Let's use the search one. Let's escape out of this. That's not good. If search query not equals empty string. Compilation failed. Search and list, line 12. Added a slash there by accident. Some people say on accident. I think it's a regional thing. I won't say where I'm living now, but I will say that I'm from the South. When we say by accident, if you do something by accident, at least I think so. I grew up somewhere else. Search, escape out. Cool. Search, gibberish. No search results. Huh. Search, teleport. Teleport spells. Here's all the teleport spells. Not bad, not bad. Let me get these out of the pack and learn them. So I can use the power. Teleport, but let's search everything for teleport, and it should just bring one spell back called teleport. Search all spells isn't working. It may just because the search all spells might be different text here versus there. Search all spells. Looks right. Search all spells. Okay. Search if you're searching. Okay. If there were any found, that's this. Otherwise, there are no matching mods found, and we will return search all spells entry text. This should handle the gibberish case. Gibberish. Should search all spells. No players found. No spells found in search all spells. No spells found in search all spells. Should be the selection, not the search query. If selection equals really don't like how long our big function that does all of the building up those lists is. I could really use some splitting up. It's hard. Like, we could have one version of it for search and one version of it for not. That might be cleaner than what we have now. There's a ton of if searching, if searching, if searching, if searching. I think I'd rather have the duplication. So gibberish. Searching for gibberish. No spells matching gibberish. Good. Now let's do fire. We don't have any mods matching the name fire. Oh, Hearthfire. I'm an idiot. But we can search all spells for fire. So if the index returned is 0, which it will be in that case, we gotta separate this out. Then we return search all spells entry text. If you're searching, we want to know if the selected index if the selected index equals 0, we'll tell it to search everything. Because this function is like 81 minus 5 long. It's over 75 lines of code. That is like not cool, yo. Not cool. That's super unmaintainable. I may refactor it and then show you my refactor because we're at almost 50 minutes. Okay, so let's do fire again. Search all spells with fire. Searching spells for fire and fire. Fire. Hearthfire. Really? There's no spells? I feel like it was searching. I wanted to search. Dawn. Dawn. Okay, Dawn does. And it didn't like search them all for Dawn or anything. If Hearthfire doesn't have anything, no spells found in mod, which the player does not already have. That's no spells found in, which is good. Let's just exit out of that. Come on, let's cast it again. Gibberish. Searching for gibberish. No spells found matching. Cool. Tele for teleport. Just teleport. There it is. Now let's search all spells matching teleport. Telekinesis and teleport. Sweet. Okay. Okay. Search now searches for mods in addition to spells. It's pretty descriptive, right? Cool. Jeepers. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to split this into two. A show searching and a show like not searching. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these things that say if search query, and I'm going to put them in one function, and else not. So I'm literally just going to copy this function like twice. And I'm going to say we'll make this other show. Sure, I can keep that comment. And we'll say if search query is not empty string. Let's say if it's empty string, if it's not provided, if it's not provided, we will show mod list. I'll make it like this or something. It's the simpler one. We'll return show mod list because it still needs to return the selected mod. Otherwise, we will return search mod list. With the search query. So show mod list doesn't need a search query, which is actually cool. It shows us really easily here all of the things that we need to get rid of because it's not provided a search query. Truck was backing up. Yeah, let me just delete all the search query related stuff. I mean it's easy. We'll just do that. If you're searching, you need these search things, otherwise you don't. If you're searching, you need this stuff, otherwise you don't. If search query, else. If search query, all this stuff, else. Open menu, get the selected index, return the stuff. And that fits onto one screen and is super doable. It's only kind of has duplication because of the light mod search and the regular mod search. In this case, we are always searching. So we just do the exact opposite and keep the other conditional branches. And it'll be long. There's a lot of stuff for search. See how well it fits on a screen. You gotta zoom out to get it to fit. Ooh, even then. Oof. It's 98 minus 44 long. Yeah, these are long and they're duplicated. And there's no really easy way that I see to unduplicate them. Save build. Is this on our to-do list? Or is this just something that we did because it's long and gnarly? Just because it's long and gnarly. I can't leave you with that code. We don't want people to see that code. Escape. Search. Hello. Search fire. Search all spells. search fire, look at hearth fires. And then I'll search dawn or whatever, or teleport. Here's if we look at everything in there versus if we just look for teleport items. Sweet, 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 sweet. Let's save. Refactor. Just refactor is fine. Normally I like to say when I'm refactoring, but whatever. Cool. Pushed it up. That wording thing, I'll just show you where the wording is, and then I'll pause and I'll fix it. Oh man. Do I need more tea? I think I refilled tea a minute ago. So without SkyUI, it shouldn't be that bad. So if we turn off SkyUI and run the game, go into our little pack. Looks totally different, right? Here's our pack. Let's get search. And let's get the search tone. Let's get everything. Now the pack was removed. We can see that, which is sweet. Got the misc items. But for this case, if you're not on SkyUI, it's probably easier to select and cast the powers. So if we select whether we search or not, it doesn't matter. This is going to freeze. Because we try and open up a magic menu and it doesn't work. So if we go to where we are opening up that magic menu, it's the spell chooser. And here it is. On spell chooser, add, remove spell, yada yada yada. So this is what is public, this show, and these other ones aren't entirely. This gets called by the quest, add known spell to chooser UI. So let's call this, this might be too long. SkyUI spell chooser. Cool, it didn't complain. And then we'll just do spell chooser. And I wanted to see if she wanted to go outside, but she's good. File name totally matches. Cool. This is the regular one, and what we'll say is if game get mod. Come on, this is angry, so let's do game get mod by name, and it returns the index in the load list. So if this is it a master? Is it what is it? It's an ESP, it's a regular plugin. So show, and we give it a spell container, but in our case we don't need it, but that's fine. Then we will use the AddSpellMenu SkyUI spell chooser show spells container mod quest. Otherwise we'll do like simple show or whatever. Whatever. SkyUI spell chooser and list spell chooser. And it doesn't need a container. Cool. So that's the SkyUI one. Yeah, let's save. Here's the chooser. We'll do AddSpellMenu. Menu list spell chooser dot show mod quest. I think it needs the quest. So, oh, the spell container. We do need the spell container because that's where the spells are. Doi, as they say. Spells container. And actor spells container. And what we'll do is we'll just say we'll make a new list. Let's look for a list menu. Got one here somewhere. Mod chooser. That's a list. List menu. And then I think we're only given this if the spell container has stuff. I don't think we need to check and see if it's empty. Yeah, people do that on our behalf. And I think we'll only be given things that the player doesn't already have the spell. That stuff's already handled for us. So what we'll do is int number of spells equals spells container dot get spell count, and then we'll use get nth spell. Int index equals 0 while the index is less than the number of spells. We'll increment and we'll say spell equals spells container and get nth spell index. And then what we'll do is we'll say list menu dot add entry item spell dot get name. Then we'll show it. Open menu. And then we'll say int selected spell equals, how about let's do this. Function show spell chooser. Check this. Let's let them keep choosing until they exit out or until there are no spells left. So what we'll do is while show spell chooser returns not false. show spell chooser. We'll replace this, but let's set it to false by now. Okay. Oh, all we have to do is say while show spells chooser. And that's it. You just say while. Okay, and when you do it, let's add one more thing. Let's say while spell chooser and spells container. Yikes. Jesus. Spells container dot get spell count is greater than 0. So while there's some spells in the container, keep showing it. But it can exit out. So let's open up the menu. Let's say int selected index equals this menu dot get result int. Now what we'll say is if selected index greater than -1, if it's greater than -1, then we'll add the spell to the user. So we'll say spell selected spell equals spells container get nth spell selected index. Let's do actor. That's fine. Game get player add spell selected spell. And then we'll take the spells container, remove spell, selected spell. So that spells container number will go down, how many spells they have. And then we will return true, that we did indeed add a spell to the user. Otherwise, we'll return false if they exited out of the menu. Completion failed, completion failed, completion failed. That's fine. We're looking at the quest script 26. The spells chooser, spell container. I think that one's fine. Let's look at the quest script 26. That's where it's really complaining. I'll give that an opportunity to wake itself up. This is the SkyUI spell chooser. Cool, all good. Now again, we don't have SkyUI enabled, so we'll run the game without SkyUI. Let's grab the spell from the pack. If we get everything from the pack, it'll say in the upper left that the pack was removed, which would be cool. I love that sound. Magic menu, powers. Let's do a regular one. Let's not do a search. We'll trigger the power, and let's just look at the teleport spells. It's frozen. Why is this thing peeved? Just gonna let it reload. I hate it when that happens. Let's look at get mod by name. Maybe 0 is an invalid option. Creation kits. Get mod by name. Might include inactive ones or something? I don't know. $255 is if the plugin is not present. Ah. If it's not $255, then we'll do that. Documentation, it's worth reading. The more you know. Here's the fun sounds. Powers. Regular one, not the search. Let's look for the teleport spells. Ta-da! If we exit out, nothing continues. But if we search for the teleport spells, and let's choose blink. Blink added. Teleport. Teleport added. Escape out. That's way nicer than having to trigger the power again every time. It's not bad. Let's see what happens if we run out of spells. It just stops. Now let's run the game with SkyUI. And we didn't try search, but I mean, it's the same thing. Search and list all both use the same function to trigger things. That's why we encapsulate things in functions. Some folks could say there's an anti-pattern to what I'm doing by having so many scripts, but that's what I say to them. Sorry, puppy. I know I did a raspberry. She doesn't like those. We can see SkyUI is working. Let's read these spell tomes. Let's choose a power. We'll do search this time. Fire. Search all spells. For shame. Is it called SkyUI? SkyUI _ SE. Save, build. For shame. We'll use an activator real quick. Grab an activator from the pack. So we'll grab everything from the pack, but let's go to our inventory, and we've got these things at the top, which are great. Fire. Search all spells. There's our little spell list chooser. Woohoo! And we can search again. Fire. Gives us Hearthfire. If we search all spells, it will say none found. If we peace out and we turn off SkyUI and we run, this should still work. I'm sure that conditional still passes. But before I commit and say we finished this, I want to test it. I know it works, but whatever. We can see that it's off. No SkyUI. We'll just use the activator, the misc object, which isn't nearly as convenient when you're not using SkyUI. Fire. Search all spells. Ta-da! 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 And we can either run out of spells or just hit escape out. Sweet! Nice! Nice, 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 nice. Now it is a soft dependency on SkyUI instead of a hard dependency, which I much prefer for this. We already have hard dependency on UI extensions and Power of 3 Papyrus Extender. That's enough. Especially because Power of 3 Papyrus Extender also requires address library for SKSE plugins and SkyUI extensions, and both of them require SKSE, so there's 3 or 4 dependencies there. We don't need to add an extra one, but we can turn that on if we want. Let's go here and let's say now SkyUI is a soft dependency. We show an alternate UI when not available. Whoosh. Taupe. Taupe. That's pretty sweet. Now this wording thing is no biggie. Nexus I can do. ESLifying. I haven't done that before, but I think what we can do are 2 things. One, we can get SSE Edit to show you which ones can be ESLified. It'll probably show us that ours can't be. And then we can go into Creation Kit and compact our form IDs, and then hopefully SSE Edit will say that we can be ESLified. So we go to ESLify, and we go to open up our mod with SSE Edit. And we apply script, find ESA, and since it's just apply script, find ESPs which can be turned into ESLs, run. Ooh, AddSpellMenu can be turned into ESL by compacting form IDs first, then adding the ESL header. It has a cell which won't work when turned into ESL. Whoa. Plugins with cells don't work? I don't feel like that would be likely. Bag of holding is dope, and it's a great example. These cells can't contain new cells. Bummer. Really? Bummer. Let's just read one more thing that says cell. It says it won't work. Cool, everybody says it can't be converted. So that's what we get for having, geez, I didn't know that. So there's tons of things that can be light mods, but if you have instances of objects, you can't. That actually means, it's a garbage truck. I'm back. I made still more tea. Now, if it were like a complete requirement for this to be ESLable, like to be flagged as a light plugin, options include just put our NPCs and item or container anywhere in the world. Put it on the top of a mountain, or in some impossible to reach place in an existing dungeon, in any existing Skyrim cell. You could also just reuse, like, we could reuse commoners and use some commoners who wouldn't normally have spells and just use them as spell containers. We could select 2 commoners and a barrel somewhere that exist in the world, or even just 3 commoners instead of the barrel. No, we want an empty barrel. So an empty barrel somewhere in the world, and 2 commoners, or anyone who wouldn't normally have any spells, and we could use them as spell containers. Now, I'm just going to mark ESLify off our list. And actually, there's a mod that I uploaded called like console equip that when I upload the new version, it won't be ESLable anymore because I use the same thing. And actually, one thing I'll do, because this came up with a bag of holding, is I'll maybe make a bag of holding in the do-it-yourself series, because that one is like a 30-minute, super easy one. That's like the easiest mod in the world to make. There's a lot of mods like that, but this one is super easy. Unless you want to make recipes for how to make it, which I haven't learned how to do. Anyway, Nexus and improve some of the wording. I guess I can improve some of the wording right now. And then let's put it on Nexus. Let's go to our code. And I think it's is it the controls that print out the text? It's just when you do search results, I think. No spells in, no spells matching. Cool. It says which the player does not already have, and I don't love that. What I'd like to know is, were there any spells found that matched this text at all? Get trader, search all spells and populate container with matches. I mean, I could just add new lines. I just do that and call it a day. I'm ready to post this. I'm ready to package it up. And I can show you packaging, which is super duper easy if you've got a setup like mine. Otherwise, I don't know how to package. There's all kinds of tools out there, but I'm using Pyro for packaging. That's what's built into Visual Studio Code, and it's awesome. It's awesome sauce. Well, not quite at an hour and a half. Let's get the stuff out of our pack, and let's search for foobar. No spells found matching foobar, which the player does not already have. Okay, that's okay-ish. And what do these spell tomes say? Search spells, list all of the installed mods, select one to listed spells. Say list all installed mods instead. Go ahead, just rename these a little teeny bit. Search for spells in the game and all mods. Show list of installed mods. Select one of viewed spells. Cool, 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 cool. No spells found matching blah, and then we can do Hearthfires. Doesn't have any. No spells found in Hearthfires, which the player does not already have. It's good enough for me. I think it's time to call it. I'll show you how to package this up, and then I think I'll deploy it to Nexus by myself. I've kind of shown y'all how to do that before. I could show you. Let's show you how to package it first. Now for this you need to use Pyro to do it the way that I'm doing it. I'm going to make a zip file that's going to contain a BSA file with all the scripts and everything, and yeah, I don't have to. Let's just do a zip file and keep the scripts loose, maybe. I'm going to package it up because no one is going to use our scripts. So we changed the name of the mod here to AddSpellMenu. It's going to put all of the script source and the PEX files and the script source in the BSA, and it's going to then make a zip file, and then we'll get rid of the BSA. We could have a README or something, but I don't think we need one. It could be a README with some credits. Just before we do it, just make sure that all of our global scripts are hidden. I like all of them. Let's just make them all hidden. Delete, paste, paste, paste. I'll come back to that one. Paste. It's already hidden. 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 Hidden, 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 hidden. These ones that are object references and stuff, I don't think need to be hidden. The quest one, I don't think needs to be hidden. None of that stuff needs to be hidden. I just want the global ones to be hidden. Get rid of that space, 2 spaces. I'll just hide them all. No, I won't hide the non-global ones. Okay, we've got our activators, we've got our effects, global things that are like represent menus, global thing that represents NPCs. We have our instance of our pack, our instance of our quest, and we have these 2 global thingies. Cool. Let me go into GitHub and say mark all global scripts as hidden so that they don't show up for other folks, although I don't think they would anyway because we're packing this into a BSA. And I'm just going to compile. What did I do wrong? There's a dog like to the left of me. Oh, I was being weird and I wasn't paying attention. Zip, these should be true. Then I'll build. It's actually going to compile a lot of stuff that I should have committed in this last commit, so I'm going to amend that commit. Come on, shoot. Not you, puppy. Why can't I, it's fine, revert changes and commit. I thought again. Can I undo the fucking commit? Whatever. I'll just say this again. Now there's two, whatever. One's all the PSC files and one is all the PEXs. There shouldn't be a PAS file. Let's get rid of that. I don't know why that's showing up. I'm going to add to my git ignore star.pas. Those are the assemblies, Papyrus assembly. Cool, now let's just look at the build. So I compiled it, and there's a build directory, and it has a zip file in it. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to take our mod, and we're going to take this AddSpellMenu folder, and I'm just going to move it into this folder called Common Mods, where like I put mods when I want to take them out of the main directory. So now if I refresh, it's not here. And I'm going to install the mod from that zip file to prove that it works. So we'll go to builds, zip, AddSpellMenu, turn it on, run the game. So now we're reproducing the experience of downloading the zip, either a manual download or using a mod manager download. Pack shows up. Pack has stuff in it. Pack went away. We can do the search object. Cool, and we can do our powers. There's like one thing we didn't do, which is we could have included a README, which talked about, I remove this mod, how to set that global variable if you want to have powers and stuff. So I'll do a readme.txt, which is the readme for the mod. Let's move that mod out of common mods back into mods. Maybe, I mean, we could just put that on the mod in the Nexus page. Whatever, I'll put that on the Nexus page. So I could show you how to post this to Nexus. I don't know if you want that. I've done it once before, although I didn't go through and show all the tabs. I kind of want to post it to Nexus because my plan is I'm going to post these 5 screencasts. Then I'm going to record a really short screencast that shows how to use Add Item Menu. And then I'll point out during that little screencast, I'll point to the playlist that has these 5 episodes so that people can follow along if they want to. And then I'll post it to Nexus. So we're done. We're done. How long did this take? This one is 1 hour and 30 minutes, a little bit longer. Here's all my playlists and stuff. Here's all my videos. See, if we add this one to that one, then it's 3 hours, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 9. So like a day, an 8-hour day. But we did it, right? I mean, we got this working. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to put this on the YouTubes. I'm going to build my Nexus page. I'm going to make a little demo. Yeah. Good job. We made it do everything, pretty much, that pretty much everything that Add Item Menu does, and you learned how to do it yourself. The only difference is Add Item Menu has a lot of C++ that it had to do, and we didn't do any of that. We just used two functions from Power of 3 Papyrus Extender to get all the spells in the game and mods, or to specifically get all of these spells inside of a mod. So that was awesome. Thank you, Power of 3. Thank you, I think your name is Expired, who made Add Item Menu. Thank you, or maybe UI Extensions. Thank you, everyone who made, I forget the name of the person who made Add Item Menu. I think Expired made UI Extensions. So I don't know how to say your name, but thank you for Add Item Menu. Thank you, Expired, for UI Extensions, and thank you, Power of 3, for the Papyrus Extender. Thank you, everyone, and I hope the few folks who poked around and continued watching, hope you had fun. Post it down in the comments, and if you want to, use the suggest an episode to let me know what you would like to see if you want to see another mod get created, especially maybe a smaller one, but we went through a lot here. Good job. All right. Peace and happy modding. All right, bye-bye, everyone.